Okay guys, here we have the 100 watt LED. Well, flashlight, it isn't really a pocket light, but it is a little light. Does work decently. Although my other lamp isn't. Stay on. So we have a voltage meter in here. Then on the top also a button for that one. And these buttons are illuminated, as you can see. The red one also, but that doesn't really shine out that much. Okay, so first a voltage meter, so you can just see how much voltage is still left in there. It quickly goes down, but you can run this like, well, at least half an hour. This 12 volt, 12 amp hour battery in here, so it does run for a pretty decent amount of time. And next to the voltage meter, we have a little temperature controller right there. So when this thing is on for long enough, so let's just keep it running for now. It will switch off those fans. One is here and one is here on the side. Just under there. The cooling block is made from a piece of aluminium. It's milled into, well, a cooling block shape. Small fins from 1 centimeter deep, so that isn't too special. For the rest, well, we have a power supply here. Then the battery charger. And a small capacitor bank at the bottom. Because if we just put it just like that. Now the power supply kicks in. And now it just only gives 11.1 volt, as you can see. And the battery starts charging now. And there's a relay in there, so when it starts charging, it only uses power from the power supply. So now you can just run it 24/7. The battery is now just charging fine. At first I had a problem, so when I turned it on and off, the power supply would go off when I turned it back on. So yeah. Okay, somebody came in, so I just had to pause for a second. Well, half an hour, but still. So now it's fully charged again. So maybe you can see. It's the error light and that's the charging light, and it's the full light. Now it's full. Now let's just remove the plug. You can also hear the relay latching. I'll just show it. Not sure if you can hear it. The power is interrupted for, well, a few seconds. Look on the top. It kicks in. You can see it's going to 11.4. So now it's running on the power supply. We put it on. It's 11.1 for 2 around that range. When we disconnect the plug, it has to switch over for a second. Now it's running from the battery. 11.7 volts, 11.4 on that range. Temperature is climbing now, as you can see. If I'm correct, I set it to 28 degrees Celsius. If I'm correct. Well, you just check. First button is temperature. It's set it to 28.5. It needs to be 3 degrees above that. So yeah. Let's try and correct the plug. Okay. Let's just get the charger out then. Damn it. Okay. The lens, well, it was kind of a cheap lens and just it has fallen one time on the ground, so well. So this goes in there. Just through there, 3 holes, through for the screws. Now on for the LED. And this here is the boost converter. So this one gets the 12 volt to 32 volts. Or, well, let's just check it. it should be 32 if I'm correct. So put it to that 100 range.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
What did I... Ah! Guys, never forget to plug out the range. Me fuck. I'm still stupid, as always. Don't leave it in the amp range. Strong advice, and just done it again. But okay. Like always. Okay. 30 volts. So I just got a short of 30 volts. I'm not sure if my fuse is blown. Probably not, I hope. And it's going like, if I'm correct, 3 amps. If I'm correct, I had it to 2.8 or something like that. And yet my lamp is doing funny again. Creepy thing. And as you can see, the fan turned on because of the temperature has raised and up. As you can see, it should be still a bit climbing, so well. And I'm probably just going to draw out a wiring diagram so you can understand what I've done here around something. Although I still have to fix this latch since it doesn't really latch on. So if you just start to lift it, it just lifts out. So this thing is worthless. So well. And what's the case? Well, I got it for like €2 or something from a second-hand shop. So well, I'm not sure what it is. It was big enough to fit all the components in, so I just stick with it. So for the rest, it's a pretty nice case, I guess. Everything fits in, so well, why not? Let's get a piece of paper and a pen or a permanent marker, so 1 second. Okay guys, let's just draw something, and well, my drawing isn't special at all, so don't look at that sort of thing. So let's begin with the LED. So that's the positive and it's the minus. So that's the LED, okay? Then we have the driver. The 600 watt boost converter. So there is a positive and a negative again. And those are going to there. So that's probably the main side from that. Then we also have the temperature controller, but I'm going to wire that differently. And yes, here's the switch then. Which way shall I draw it? I'll just do it the technical way, I guess. So then we have a switch. So that we'll just that is a switch, okay? So we have that. And then this piece before, well, we also have the battery and the power supply and the relay. How did I draw the relay? Well, it's pretty much a long time ago, I guess. This is the coil. Then we have well, one switch really, and this one going to right there. So when it switches over, the pin goes to the other side. Still focus, pretty much is, yes. Okay, so this side is going to the switch for the LED here. And then, so when it's not powered, we want it to power from the battery. The battery from 12 volt battery. Mine is a positive, so we will keep this as the positive. It just goes to there. The dead contact. And this one just go to the minus, and do the minus of that one to the coil. Okay. Then we have here the power supply. The power supply here, which also is with the positive. One positive goes to the other side of there. The minus also goes to the negative of the power supply, right there. And then the positive from the power supply also goes to that pin. So when the power supply is turned off, it will switch the relay and it will switch the power from the LED to the power supply. So that's how you can automatically let it switch. Then we do need to make charger, but that's still the basic, I guess, because of that's just a charger. There's one lead to there and one lead to there. So this just you can't really read it. That's charger. So that just goes to 220 to the mains, and this one also goes to the mains. These two. The battery, oh, that's self-sustained there. But from the power here, we do need to get a capacitor out there. Small capacitor bank and everything. How did I draw a capacitor? Jeez, long time ago. Something like that. I'm not sure again. But that is just the capacitor right there. You do need enough of them, but you should experiment with it how much you need. I'm not sure how much I've thrown in there. It's plenty now, but you just need a heavy capacitor there. Because when the LED, the 600 watt boost converter turns on, sometimes the power supply thinks, at least I am using the ATX power supply from my old computer, so then sometimes it thinks it's shorted, so it turns off. And with the capacitor you can bridge that gap when it takes really much power, when it turns on. The battery, well, it doesn't really matter. Can provide well enough power for that. Oh, don't knock over the tripod. Pot, the wrong word. Okay, so now we have that. For the cooling, well, that's also pretty basic, I guess. Because we have two fans, all hooked in parallel. Just like that. Then we have the little controller, like here. So one goes to there, also goes to there, and we have the two pins going out. So that's pretty easy. Then we have the probe, it's going to the block where the LED is on. So just have a probe over there. Well, behind the LED of course, but you'll get how. Then the negative will just go to the main negative. And then this one we did wire to the different switch. So that one goes to there before it switch. So when this one is turned off, it still can cool the LED. Just goes to there. Then the little voltmeter. That's the voltmeter now. Okay. Also one to the ground again, and one after the switch goes to the voltmeter. So that's about the wiring, that's all. It isn't that hard, but you do need to wire it. For the capacitor as well, just a bit of experimenting when it stays on and when not. So well. And for the relay, you should get a pretty chunky relay. Not really small ones, because well, this is likely to burn out. So when you use automotive relay, it should handle it. This thing can handle like 40 amps, so that should be fine. And The boost converter takes, well, 12 volt, and if I'm remembering it the right way, it takes 9 amps. And the LED normally takes, well, we had 31 volts times, was it 3 amps? Around 3.2 was it? 3.2, yes. So the output for the LED was 12 volt. No, wait, you fuck. 9 amps for the boost converter, and 31 volts or 32 doesn't really matter because of it limits using the current at, what did they say, 3.2. Let's check it, otherwise the LED would burn out. 3.2 is 3.2 amps, and that is 99.2 watts. So the LED will be given 99.2 watts, which is, well, that's around good enough. You don't want to overdrive these, since not all of them are. If you have a good LED, you can just on 105 watts. Around that, it won't complain. But with the cheap LEDs, let's just have to keep it on the safe side. They still ain't free, so well, just keep it on the safe side. And then, well, output. When it won't give the full 10,000 lumen. It ain't that good, my chip. So 9,000 lumen should be about right. With the lens you can focus it a bit more when you expand it a bit. Let's get to the next paper a second. Oh. Because of when we have the LED here, and we have the cap right that, the reflector, and we are here with the LED, the lens. Now just sprays out and just focus it a bit more, so it's a bit more like that. But the further the lens comes out, the further the beam gets concentrated from there to there. But most of them are, how many degrees was it? 120? It's something like that. So when you put the lens a bit further, so when you add a little ring of plastic or PVC, which I'm still planning to do, I didn't find the right size yet. Right size yet. So it's a bit more out. So it will concentrate the beam a bit more. So we have a much further shining beam. Which we probably need, because, well, it is bright, but you can't really shine far with it. So that's kind of the point now. So yeah. And if you can read it well, just follow what I say before. Just reverse it back or something. It ain't hard to wire this thing, so that ain't the problem. And for the cooling block, well, you should get a pretty beefy block, because the LED won't like end temperatures being above 80 degrees. So you really should keep it below the 80 degrees, and mine is just staying at 50 degrees. And the fans just kick in now at 28. So that's fine now. And this thing stays at the temperature 24/7 now. So that's good. Because if this thing has been running for a few days last time, and it still was 50 degrees, so it's maintaining that temperature. And when you got the power supply, you should make sure that the fan is working correctly, because with mine the fan was a bit broken, so it wouldn't turn good enough. So it started stinking a bit. So I installed a new fan and it was alright. Nothing was burned, so I wasn't thinking, just the case was getting really hot. So I was thinking from, wait. And the fan started to making noise, so then just replace it with another one. So that of course helped. So yeah. But for these things, well, how expensive were these things? Jeez. It's already like half a year ago, I guess. It's going hard. What was the... Okay. So the 600 watt boost converter was about 16 euros. Then we have the LED 100 watt, 32 volts, around that range. That was, I ordered one for 12 euros. You can try ordering those cheap LEDs, but this is already pretty cheap. You'll have the ones from 6 euros. But you have a pretty big chance the LEDs aren't balanced that well. This LED is, well, pretty good balanced. It ain't bad at all. So it does come on pretty nice. It's not that you can see one LED before the other one, so they just come on all at the same time. So that's pretty much what you want. Next to that, well, we have the switches. 2 times. It depends what you want. I'll just say switch. Yes, there's a switch. Mine were, well, what was it? €2. Yes, I can't really write like in front of the camera. That ain't that easy. What did he have more? The reflector, that was it. Reflector with the lens was, well, what was it, guys? I did pay 12 euros also for that one, which was a bit overpriced. Because later when I looked it up, it was, well, around 6 or 8 euros, the reflector kit. But do pay attention to what size it is and what size the reflector is and everything. So it does, so it just should fit over the LED, of course. Otherwise it's useless. What did we have more? Well, I did have a charger in it. The automatically one. The smart chargers that way. Battery charger. I also paid 12 euro for that. My writing is still shitty as what, but okay. So if the battery charger with it, okay. For the rest, the voltage meter, of course, which I mentioned earlier. 3rd voltage. The voltage meter, which was 3 euro. For the rest, well, thermal compound, I had that lying around, but that you can count on 3 euros for that. The battery, well, it depends. I had it already lying in my home, so, but you can count for, well, it depends how you want to make it, from what kind of battery. Because of lithium 12 volt for and power is around 17 euro. You can just put that one in, so it won't be lit for long, but it is pretty light then. Because mine is like 30 kilograms or something like that, the flashlight, or 20, I'm not sure. I will wait until later. I'll put it in the end, so you just can know that. What battery? which I have, is well, sealed lead. That's it. It's 12 volts. 14 amp hours. And that one will cost around here to cost around 30 euro. You get what that is. Okay. So now I'll just those one each store together. Okay, so 16 euros with 12, 4, 12, 12, 3, and 30. So around 90 euro, 90 euros you can make this thing. And the cooling block, well, I got mine was free because of it was a project for school. Well, I made the building plans and someone other made it. So he had a thing to make. And the teacher, well, was alright with it, so I was happy with that. So somebody else made that for me. So I was pretty happy about that. After that, well, it is made with some old screws and wood. Can I draw something room? Yes, I'm just gonna draw it on the back side of this one though. Okay, so I have is the cooling block, so to say, is the LED, and there's the reflector and there's the lens, like that. I made the frame just by having on each side a block of wood to the back side and the front side, then a little piece above it, and one little stick lying there to the other side also, and then the 4 screws just clamped it down. So this it was getting in clamped down. Then there were 2 over there again. So from above you have those 4 sticks. Then there are 2 clamping it down. Then oh, did I? No, wait. Also have these though. Then 2 over there. Those were clamping it down, so it wouldn't move to anywhere. So that's a snug fit. And there, under there's also 2 little pieces, so it doesn't roll over to anywhere. And the round point isn't leaning on the underside, so it does have a bit of room. And that's just how I did it. It doesn't mean you have to do it like that or anything, but I'm just giving you an idea of something. There. So it's kind of how you can make it. For otherwise, well, you also can just get a giant cooling block or a liquid cooling block. And just, well, get a big block. You just get a row of them. And well, the boost converter is 600 watt, so you can run 6 LEDs from it theoretically, but I wouldn't do that. Maximum of, well, 4 or 5 LEDs is probably the max. A lot of times those boost converters are overspec'd. Not always, but sometimes they are. So they won't be happy. They will drive it, but they will get really hot. So you also do need to get a small fan for the boost converter then. So it just can cool it down a bit. For the rest, well, it ain't that hard to drive LED. It's such a LED driver. There are easier methods with resistors, but I just prefer it this way. You can just set the voltage and the amperage to a really exact way, so you don't burn out your LED or anything, and it's pretty safe. And as you've seen me earlier short it out, it just turns off and turns back on after it. So that's also a safety feature. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, that's the perfect timing when my battery charger is done. Let me show it to you. Yes. It's timing though. It's a bit warm. Oh. That's from RC car. Okay. For the rest, well, that's kind of all, I guess. There's not much more to it. To 100 LED, 100 watt LED. If you have questions or you have ideas, well, just comment or ask them. I'm happy to talk about it. So, well, but that's about it for today, I guess. It's a pretty long video, so well, it's really for the people who enjoy this kind of things. I kind of enjoy these LEDs. So yeah. So this is about all, I guess. And we have everything. Here's the 2 switches. Yeah, that is all. Yeah. And when possible, just get a fuse on the positive side of the battery. Because if you short the battery out, it's easy to start a little fire in your flashlight. Or on your roof or anything where you have the thing standing. So watch out with that. And with lithium batteries, also watch out. Most of them have protection in them. Not all. So just don't over discharge them. Same with these batteries. Because of when I did a run test, about half an hour it did go down to 9.4 volts. And then I immediately start charging it softly. So that's about the max you can get out of it. Using a 14 amp hour battery. And 9 amp, yeah, I'm not sure if this thing does kick out that much. It takes that much. I'm not sure now, but I'll do that later, I guess. I'll always say that, but it will be around this figure. So at least go for this number to drive the LED. So if you need a driver, just get this voltage. 32 volts is good, and 3.2 amps or 3 amps. Then you're running it about the peak the LED can handle, so that's about right then. So yeah, that's about it for today. So see ya.